And this is my fourth time recording this video. My publishing feature is messing up a little bit. So if you had technical difficulties with your speeches, I can completely relate. I do want to go over today in greater detail the template that in the future you're going to be using to create your speeches, and you actually will submit your templates, your outlines to me. This is what's known as a preparation outline, and I know the word outline is not fun for anybody, but this actually will make your life easier. And today we're just going to focus in more detail on the introduction. So remember, I mentioned for your intro speech that you always want an attention getter. When you go through your PowerPoint, there are ways to get your audience's attention. So some of these strategies are strategies like relating to the audience. Oops, sorry, let me go back here. Relating to the audience, telling a story, or using a quotation. You can use a stat to open up your speech, or a surprising fact. Now, if you do this, make sure to give credit to the source. So, if I'm doing a statistic, for example, I might say, according to AmericanCancerSociety.org, breast cancer is the #1 cause of cancer in women. Again, I'm giving credit to my source, and we would do the same for a quotation. You've also seen that I love starting with a good meme. Let me go back here and I'll show you. Here he says, I don't always make a presentation, but when I do it good. Now, if you use a meme, give credit. I did credit the source, but my camera is cutting it off, but you'll be able to see that when you go over the PowerPoint. I do want to quickly remind you of the functions of an intro. We're talking about getting our audience's attention, and we're setting the tone often with our attention getter. We want to put ourselves in our speech. We want to reveal our speech topic, and I'll show you how to do this. We want to establish credibility and relate to our audience. But right now, let's focus on grabbing the audience's attention. Now, you don't have to stick with these strategies here. You may think of others. You can start with a quick YouTube clip. You can start with a comic. Anything goes here. Just be creative and have fun. Now, with our entire introduction, we always want to be brief. We want to make it relevant, and we want to practice how it sounds by polishing our delivery. Now, if you were in my traditional class, what we would do is we would develop an attention getter for one of these topics and groups. But for now, let's just pretend that we decided to develop an attention getter for chocolate. I might start with a quote, and I actually used a quote and a meme here. I might start off this speech saying, Judith Viorst, American author, once said, "Strength is the capacity to break a chocolate bar into 4 pieces with your bare hands and then eat just one of the pieces." I also found a meme that went with that. I'm just going to have one bite of this chocolate bar and it's gone. Again, I did give photo credit to my meme, but my camera's cutting it off. You can see that in the PowerPoint, but always give credit. Now, my next image is disturbing, but remember I said in the introduction we set the tone. Is the tone going to be lighthearted like this example, or is it going to be more serious? In this image, it says, not everyone who gets hit by a drunk driver dies. It's a disturbing image. It's sad. It is designed to evoke emotion and set the emotional tone for the speech. So again, with your attention getters, get creative. I do want to remind you of a few more components. In a future lesson, we're going to learn how to write our central ideas. We're going to learn how to write our central idea using one sentence that previews the main points that will follow. This makes our life easier because our main points will then be written. We're also going to establish our credentials. Remember, credibility is to believe. I might say I've always been interested in learning more about whatever the topic is, so I have researched my topic thoroughly. I can also do a relate to audience statement, especially if I have not related to my audience in my attention getter. We're also going to look at the connectives in the body in a future lesson.